So when we left London, we had the idea that we were going to go and explore, and we were going to find our patch of land in a way, whether it was a patch of land with a building on it or not, or a bed and breakfast, an existing bed and breakfast, or an existing business. We were trying to go in with an open mind. What was the visa situation then? Because Brexit had already started.
With our budget, Spain doesn't have any golden visa options. If they have any, it's beyond our budget. The only option for Spain was either go through the non-lucrative visa, that's basically based on your savings or passive income, or the entrepreneur's visa. That's if you want to set up a business, which we want to do. Non-lucrative visa is much more easier.
How much do you need to have for that non-lucrative visa?
Whenever you have to renew the visa or applying for the visa, you should have 32,000 at least minimum in your account. And yeah, you can use it during, like, once you get the visa you can use it, but still when you have to renew the visa you need that same amount of money again each time when you renew the visa.
So we haven't ruled Spain out.
We have only explored a little part of Spain, mainly just the area around Malaga and the Alpujarras. Went to Frigiliana, Nerja, Torrox. We went to Ronda also together. Price wise, Malaga region is very pricey, and it's also
property wise,
yeah, there is still more to explore, so there is always the potential that there might be areas where we have, you know, upcoming areas of tourism, and also inland Spain, and maybe further up north towards Barcelona and the Catalonian region and the coastal, Jaén region also.
Because it's far from an airport.
Yeah, we don't really know how all tourists behave, because people go to tourist areas when even if it's like a few hours from the airport, also people do go. So we're starting with maybe like 180,000 or something. So that's why we thought maybe we could do like an Airbnb instead. So things have changed in sense of being more aware of how the finance is going to work, and the legal problems of starting an Airbnb business in main cities like Malaga, tourist cities like Malaga, because they have restrictions, and we are aware of that. And but it's still a possibility, because there are areas outside of Malaga where these things could still work. And
which visa would we use if we were doing it that way?
You could technically use entrepreneur's visa and get it, but what that means is that you would need to have your property already ready and your business plan ready, a bank account. If you are a master degree holder and you have masters, that's a possibility to get the entrepreneur's visa, so you can technically get that. But then that you need to prove that you are bringing in income. So if you're on having an entrepreneur's visa, so you need to be, the thing should be up and running. So you need to, by the next time, like next year, you're ready to do it. So you're ready to renew your visa. You need to show that your business has been,
yeah, it will only get renewed
functioning
if it's been functioning.
Yeah.
Also, we can also invest before we apply for the visa.
If you're there for a lot of things, especially when it comes to renovation, if you want to be, checking everything and making sure that it stays within your budget and everything, the quality and everything, we need to be there. So you can only be 3 months, according to, like, because of the current situation, we can only be there for 3 months. But if you have a non-lucrative visa, then you can be there, and then you convert, you buy the property, everything within the first year itself, and you're not bringing in any income, so it's fine. You're not technically working, you're only renovating your own property, and then you change it to entrepreneur's visa. So you have a place to stay, you have time to explore and all those kinds of things.
There's issues with taxation that we haven't fully explored yet. We don't know yet whether it's more beneficial to do this in Spain or Portugal. When we first went there, we realized that properties were more expensive than in Spain. It is still too expensive for us. Tell me about the visas in Portugal.
You only need to prove that you have about 1,200 euros or something between two people per month as passive income, or about 28,000 euros or something in bank account for two people, so that, just based on savings, you can apply for a non-lucrative visa, equivalent visa, D7 visa. But the best thing with that is that in Spain you can't work with a non-lucrative visa, but the equivalent of that, which is the D7 visa in Portugal, you can work. So you're allowed to work.
Yeah, that's right.
And but the problem with Portuguese visa system is that because since COVID and because there's a whole lot of backlogs, and it can take up to a couple of years for the application to get processed. So you can apply for it, and you can go there, and then you wait for the application to go through, and then you might get a confirmation and you get a visa, and then you go there, and then you convert it into a residence permit, and this whole thing can take a few years. And meanwhile, you can still travel to Portugal, but you don't have the visa technically. You're just still going there as a tourist 3 months and come back, and you have to continue doing like that until your visa is issued. Because of that, it's a messy deal, but it's the most accessible way to basically get into Europe.
Get into Europe, yeah. If that's your goal.
Portugal is not a big country, so it doesn't feel like that daunting to look for areas in Portugal. And we explored quite a few bits of Portugal. Yeah, we've been to Lisbon, we've been to Coimbra, we've been to Sao Pedro do Sul, Sintra, we've been up to the north to Pena de Gerês, and we went to Porto and nearby areas. We really went up all the way to the Spanish border, and then we've been to the south, Lagos, and then Monchique.
We had this one couple that ran a pottery there and had very unique setup, and they also had their pottery in the main town, which I thought was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a lovely town.
It just didn't have the energy
we were looking for
that you get sometimes in Spain.
We recently went to Sesimbra, and we also went to Setúbal last time, and this time also. So we like Lisbon, we like Porto, we love Sintra.
Love Sintra.
And Sesimbra is also quite an interesting place.
Quite like it, yeah.
And Malvao
was
one
magical.
of the most beautiful places
I've ever been to.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
on
very
the
beautiful
border with
town.
Spain, and it's not coastal though, so
Yeah,
it has in some ways maybe less potential for tourism if it's a place that you want to.
But it depends
start
on
something
what is the kind of tourism you're looking for. If you're just thinking of as an investment, which now what we're doing, it might not be the best place. But if you're thinking of long-term things, it might be a good place.
Absolutely.
But we generally found that because of the ecological situation in Portugal is very bad, with all the eucalyptus trees and toilet paper industry, and how most of the landscape has been converted into this green desert kind of a thing. And
green desert.
Yeah, and but the still southern parts, like there are some parts where still some surviving parts, and up north there are more surviving parts, but north is it's much more colder and wetter. It's very wet, so that we didn't like, which we were thinking not ideal for us. But anywhere nearby Lisbon, Sintra, Sesimbra, even some place maybe in Porto, maybe
it could all work for the time being. It all depends if we can find something within budget.
Countryside Portugal, it's very cheap properties and also very quiet. A lot of the towns we went were, they haven't even traveled outside of the town. Like, people are very curious to find even tourists coming there. It's not like a place for investment, like a short-term investment or anything, like, or especially if it's like a short-term rental kind of an investment. And finding someone to manage it, it's just going to be a tricky one.
With this new perspective,
Yeah.
we might be able to like carve out this a lifestyle for ourselves that's different to the one we had before.